But a mar, depending on the context, a mar could be for a word, the word or to speak.
So the reason I brought this up is Exodus 13, real quick. Verses, it's really verses 9 through 16, but I'll just read verse 9.
Exodus what out?
13.
Exodus 9, 13.
Because when I looked at this, I saw everything else y'all saying, but I also see the strength of the power in the mind.
Oh, got Rain Man in here.
And here's why. So Exodus 13 and 9, and it shall be for a sign unto thee upon thine hand, and for a memorial between thine eyes, that Yahweh's law may be in thy mouth.
Wow, that's powerful. Man,
read it again.
Man, that's powerful.
Exodus 13 and 9, and it shall be for a sign unto thee upon thine hand, and for a memorial between thine eyes, that Yahweh's law may be in thy mouth. For with a strong hand hath Yahweh brought thee out of Egypt. And that kind of goes into what we was looking at your name, Joyce. Samka.
You got a name?
I was just looking at like joy, rejoice.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, gotcha.
And the word joy is Samka in Hebrew. And the Sa, the Ma, and the Ka, the protection of the blood or protection of the power in your hand, in the hand.
Right.
Then when you look at tabernacles, Saka, piercing of the hand.
I'm protecting what's in my hand.
Protecting what's in my hand. And so all of this stuff is just coming.
You see how we're coming back to this language is powerful? Because as I read in Exodus 13 and 9, keep my law as the front of your eyes. The first power from Yah is what he spoke. And then the word for laws in us is Torah. The mark of the Most High Spirit is his everything. That's why Christianity, they're light years away from the truth. They think they have salvation. That's why I'm asking for grace and patience to try to win them. But they get offended and start scoffing. And then I got to take this. So y'all keep praying for us that we win this, but they would never get this what we just got here. They would never get this level of heavenly divine revelation from Abba Yah. So Mar is one of the I would say less popular, maybe a different generation would use a Mar to articulate speech or word. And you see it in the Hebrew, the first power of Ra, the head of us is the Father. So the first power of the Father, the Most High, is his word. And then the first thing he spoke was Yahweh Shai, the first begotten of his creation. You see all this line up? Now, let's go to the second most popular word. And this is the most common word that you're going to find for speak or to say in Hebrew. Dabar. Gina, take us to John 14 and 6. Sister Joyce, take us to Luke 19:27. Dabar. And now, the right, go back, we're gotta repeat John 1 and 1 again, just to keep this fresh in people's mind. So John 14 and 6, Sister Joyce, Luke 19 and 27, Gina.
Oh,
did I fix it up?
Because I'm gonna say I just got it.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry, y'all. And Nariah, you hold John 1 and 1. So John 14 and 6, read.
Most High saith unto him, the Most High say unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me.
Here's our King Yahweh Shai saying, I'm the truth, I'm the way, is it the life or the light? Life. The life, right? Kaya. I'm the life. What he's telling them, I'm the bar. The bar in the Hebrew, remember, family still learning, start on the right side. So that first glyph you're looking at, I call it the upside down top hat. But what it really is in the Hebrew is the picture of the tent door. The picture of the tent door hanging from the top of the tent. So the first character or glyph is Da, the tent door. The tent door is a path in and out something. The second glyph is the floor plan of the house. That's the ba sound. And then the third glyph is the head of a man again. So those three glyphs is the bar. John 14:6, Messiah says, I'm the truth, I'm the way, I'm the life. I'm the path inside with Yah. Y'all see that? I'm the path inside with Yah. I'm the Torah. Stop being all Pharisees and looking at them because they got long fringes on. And he speak, he know the Maranettra, and he knows the hieroglyphs, and he knows the Paleo, he knows the Syrian. You come back to Abba first. Abba give you the Son, then he give you more revelation. So
if you want to witness that, that's John 10 and 7 through 9.
We can keep more examples. We can go, once you see these Hebrewisms, we could go hours on one verse.
He literally says, I am the door.
Now, how that Christian did it, he had one verse and he was totally off. But we could take one verse and just keep seeing Hebrewisms on that one verse. So the Son, Hamashiach, he's the path inside the Father's house. So John 1:1.
Exactly as it says.
I'm sorry, hold that. What's the next one? Luke 19:27. Luke 19:27.
He's the path to get inside the Father. Like you have to go through him to get inside the Father's house.
So everybody's following this non-messianic, and I was like, shoo. How they say they shoo. You talking about you non-messianic, and he like, shoo, how you get in the house?
When you look at it, I think of a club, and that bouncer
Yeah.
standing outside with the lift. That's Yahweh.
That's how I'm trying. You know, nah, you know, I got on my best outfit, yeah, nice little Easter suit.
You're not on here.
Depart from me.
My goodness. Luke 19:27.
But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me.
Wait a minute. Y'all got digital. Anybody still old school with the hardcore copy? Says, read that again. When I read this at work, I said, I got to get the hard copy of this. Luke 19:27. Read that again, sis.
But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them,
My enemies who don't want me to rule over them,
bring hither
bring to me
and slay them before me.
and kill them in front of my face. Get them out of
Get
here.
him out of here in front of me.
Y'all understand what he just said?
Yeah.
Get them out.
That was my tell.
Sister Joyce, is that in red?
Mhm.
That's in red. So the pagan told us the king is talking. I believe it. The king saying, now catch this, because we got these Christians out here, they teaching a skin doctrine. It's all about being black, and it's all about being Israel. The king just says, my enemies who don't want me to rule over them. Y'all in a rush?
Nope.
Shamaria, take us to Luke 1. Take us to Luke 1. Let's put this together like it's supposed to be put together. Not you, Sister Jewish. Hold what you got. Now the whole chapter is sweet, but we ain't got time for that.
71. Or start at 68.
Let's go to Luke, and let's just get right to it.
71, Luke 1 and 71, that we should be saved from
No,
our.
I'm sorry. That's not what I want.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry.
You're going hard.
Right.
This broadcaster voice on.
That's how you gotta read it. Gotta read it. You can't read. We should be
I know that's right.
I think it's 45.
Exactly.
Luke 1, and let's start it at verse 29. Luke 1, starting at verse 29. Shimon,
Shema.
read.
And when she saw him, she was troubled at his saying, and cast in her mind what manner of salutation this should be.
Uh-huh.
And the angel said unto her, Fear not, Mary, for thou hast found favor with the Most High,
with Jesus,
with the Most High,
with the Son,
with
with
Elohim,
the Messiah.
with the Most High.
Okay.
And behold, thou shalt conceive in thy womb and bring forth a son,
Uh-huh.
and shalt call his name Yahushai.
Uh-huh.
He shall be great, and he shall be called the Son of the Highest.
Mm-hmm.
And Yahweh Elohim shall give unto him the throne of his father David,
His father Joseph.
and to the throne of his father David.
Okay.
And he shall reign over the house of Jacob forever.
The house of who?
The house of Yahweh forever.
The new born again Christians.
Unto the house of Yasharallah forever.
The Protestants.
And to the house of Jacob forever.
Don't forget about the Lutherans.
And he shall reign over the house of Yahweh forever.
Well, how about the praise breakers?
And he shall reign over the house of Yasharallah forever.
This son is going to be called the Son of the Highest. Highest means there's no one higher than me. How do you get a trinity or a oneness? Highest means highest. There's no one. I'm the king of rock. We just lost the young folks. I'm the king of rock.
There is none higher.
There is none higher. That's Abba Yah. He's the highest. His son is the son of the highest. There's no one higher than me.
He said, there's no one even beside me.
No one beside me. So this son is the son of the highest. Whose house he's reigning over?
He's reigning. He shall reign over the house of Yahweh forever.
He's going to reign over the Israelites, right? Now, George, what happens if you don't want him to reign over you? Luke 19:27.
He'll slay him.
That means your grandma.
He's talking about Israelites.
Israelites.
So this thing about, they talking about skin doctrine, or they worried about Israel. No, we worried about the righteous laws, because even if you're dark as blueberry me, and you're not following the laws, and you don't want him to reign over you, he's going to kill you.
That's why he said, those who won't forsake father, mother, sister, brother.
You see this? These Christians having marathons on their YouTube channels. They got a skin doctrine over there. We got to take a look at this skin doctrine. When we take a look at your Easter bunny, why we do that?
Watch this though. Who was he talking to slay them?
Who's he called? Let's read it again, sis. Luke 19:27.
But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them.
So you don't want me to reign over you. I was coming to reign over the house of Israel. So you Israelites, you Hebrews, you sons of Abraham,
Pharisees.
you Pharisees, Dr. Seminary, you don't want me to rule over you, sis?
Bring hither and slay them before me.
I'm not going to slay them. My brothers are going to slay them.
It's just like the mob boss. I don't need to get my hands dirty right now.
Don't kill me. Don't kill me, sir. I'm not going to kill you.
Walk away.
This is the king no one talks about. This is the sweet Jesus you don't want to read in your church. You're looking for this, well done, that good and faithful. He's not coming to your house. You're about to get this king going to tell us, the ones you've been scoffing at, don't wear those things on your head. You're trying to eat lamb, what you think you're a Hebrew? He's going to get, and when he tagged me in the ring,
That's why.
when he called me in,
That's why.
I'm coming off the same shoulder.
That's why we got to get right now. And Oxamar remembers we had this conversation about a week and a half ago. When it comes down to, I'd much rather receive a harsh word than to have the hammer come down.
Tell me I stink before we go to the club.
So don't
have me in the car smelling up and then tell me now, bro, I stink.
So let's get right now, because what's one of the promises? Y'all said he's gonna wipe away all our tears. Those ain't gonna be tears of joy. We're gonna be hurt that we had to kill our family. So now let's get right. Don't put us in the position to have to thrust our own family through.
If y'all never highlighted anything in your Bible, highlight Luke 19:27 and read that to your Christian family and friends. The king you think you're waiting on, he's going to attack me and to kill you. Ain't no easy way to say this. The Messiah that we're waiting on, is going to tell us to kill you.
Didn't y'all say, was it Ezekiel? Why will you die? Why will you
I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked. Just turn from your wicked ways. Well, Pastor, what's wicked? Smoking, drinking, fornicating? Well, Pastor, those sound like laws.
instructions almost.
So, fam, we're about done. Call Shamar y'all up to take over. So they're scoffing us. They're scoffing us, saying we don't know what we're saying. We're making up words because we don't have a degree. We don't have education. I'm not. You're never gonna see me with a three-piece suit on. When I was a Christian, I didn't wear suits. That's not. I'm not sweating hot in here. I'm not a suit person. But that's what y'all respect. He come in with $1,000 Crocs on. Anybody ever heard of Bernie Madoff?
I heard of him.
Bernie Madoff was a well-educated man. Best students rob people blind of their retirement funds and all their savings. He's doing life in prison. But you scared of me with a hoodie on, and Bernie Madoff took everything you had. So they're looking at the package, and because, man, he don't use no fancy words. My king didn't use fancy words. What part of bring them before me and slay them don't you understand? You don't need no seminary degree for that. So for those who want to mock us and scoff us and say we don't know what they're talking about, this right off Wikipedia, family. This is right off Wikipedia. That's how the Spirit be dropping this thing in. I be at work and the Spirit says, just check that out. I'm like, okay, I will. It's like, wow. I'm like, I can't wait to get to Shabbat. This is right off Wikipedia, family. Can you read this for us?
This article is about the Hebrew word. For other uses, see dabar. The word dabar in Hebrew means word, talk, or thing in Hebrew. Dabar occurs in various contexts in the Hebrew Bible. The Septuagint, the oldest translation of the Hebrew Bible into Greek, uses the terms rema and logos as equivalents and uses both for dabar. In Christianity, the Old Testament concept of word event is represented by dabar carries over to the New Testament, where revelation can be seen as events explained by words.
So this is important when I tell y'all there's nothing new inside the New Testament. Whoever composed this article, and they give you the sources there, C. Craig M. Nelson, Theology and Structural Directness. I guarantee you Craig M. Nelson has degrees in education, right? I don't. But they're telling you the context of the bar carries over into the New Testament. That's why I'm trying to tell these doctors' seminaries and all these pulpit vipers. Just because you can read Greek and you go to a Greek lexicon, you got to come back to the Hebrew. Now, the question, because I'm a rational man, I'm just going to listen to you talk. You said you scored like 70 points in one night, and you scored 70 points in the first quarter. Wow, no one ever did that before. So I should be able to find you some kind of newspaper. Just listen to people. So you're saying that we don't know what we're saying when we say Abba, call your God. How did these people know that the bar was the bar and didn't put an A or E-I-I-O-U in there? Why did they put I's in here? Why did they put O's in there? Why did they put U's in there and say Dubur? Those who are scoffed, can you answer the question? How did they know it's the bar and not to put O's or E's in there? Can you sketch that up for me? Just let my fingers do the walking. I mean, you got that. I'm letting my fingers do the walking. Found this book, The Ancient World. And it got the head editor of this book. His name is Ralph Winter, the general editor. So he's the head editor of this book. I'm going to show you who Ralph Winter is, right? But in this book, The Ancient World, and this is for everyone who wants to know, how can we be sure that we're speaking something that's really a language? But as long as you have Rome and Greek as your masters, it's never going to make sense to you. As long as you need a crowd to support what you're doing, we're not a follow the crowd type of people. What did the Father tell us? You are a peculiar generation,
A kingdom of
priests. So what we do and how we sound ain't going to make sense to other people. So this is a book written by good doctors of theology. Can you read this paragraph at the top?
Another way you can approach these words is to try to find the etymology. In Judges 18:7, we have the account of the Danites finally going up to claim their land after all these years when they should have done it before. It is described in Judges 18:7. They went up to Laish, where they saw that the people were living in safety, like the Sidonians, unsuspecting and secure. The NIV translates it, and since the land lacked nothing, they were prosperous. The Hebrew term there is maklam dabar. The words seem to mean disgraceful or disgraceful speech. Dabar means word or talk, but it doesn't fit the context. It's talking about security, peace, quiet, and rest.
Read that again, so sweet.
Dabar means word or talk, but doesn't fit the context.
This man, a doctor of seminary, theological schools he built, Ralph Winters put this in his book. The man writing this article, this part of the book, his name is William Osborne. He too is a doctor of seminary. He's telling you the word dabar is Hebrew for speech. Why does he say it's dobar, dabir? How does he know? How is he so confident that there's two A's in there? Answer me that question. Secondly, he says dabar means word or talk, but it doesn't fit the context of this verse. What I've been saying all these weeks, you got to check the context of the speaker, because in different generations, I could use it different ways. So this is proof text. If you don't understand the Israelites, you won't understand these scrolls, family. Read on.
If a researcher studies the cognate languages,
similar languages,
the Arabic kalma or kalama is found to be helpful.
Stop. I didn't catch this in my studies. If you research the cognate languages, meaning the similar languages, and the first one they mentioned is Arabic. What do y'all know about that Arabic word right there?
No vowels.
It only has A's. You see how you scoffing, but you ain't doing a scholarship because it ain't coming from, I'm just going to say it, it ain't coming from white folks, so you don't respect it. It's not in organized schools where you can sign up for $1,500 course and get a credit, so you don't respect it. You're still under Willie Lynch chasing the white man, think he got something. So that's why you scoffing us and you don't have understanding in your church. Read that again out.
If a researcher studies the cognate languages, the Arabic kalama, which is speak, is found to be helpful. Maklam in Hebrew then can mean speak. No one spoke in the land. This would mean the place was peaceful and quiet, and no one had any complaints. So
let me stop here and go back to the hieroglyph. He's saying that in this context, the bar is being used to describe the land was peaceful because no one is speaking, no one is arguing. The land was peaceful, right? Let's go back to the glyphs. The land was peaceful. So they're saying the bar can be used to represent being peaceful. Can y'all process how this can be peaceful? When we're following the path of Ra, the head, what do we have? Shalom, peace. You see how you got to check the context of what's being said? When you look at the glyphs for dabar, to speak, well, the tent door is a pathway. The house means to be inside or with someone. When we say Ba Hashem, we're saying by the name. So Ba means with someone. So I'm in the path with the Father. And if I'm in the path with the Father, I got peace. I don't care the job shutting down. I don't care if you just fired me. I'm a law keeper. I may stumble and ride behind a brink truck and the door just falls open. You think I'm gonna pick that bag up? What? So in the context of that verse, they're saying dabar means peace. The same word that we can use for word or speak. You gotta check the context of the Israelite speaker, family. That's why these churches have no sense. Their lifestyles are not found in the scrolls. Can we finish this up?
This would mean, so using the cognate does help clarify some of these things. When you view these ancient documents, it helps to use comparative linguistics.
Check their sister language. I can find out what Hebrew is because our sister language is who?
Arabic.
Arabic, the Muslims. So when they say assalamu alaikum, well, growing up in the hood, they said it so fast, and then I didn't learn Hebrew or Aramaic, so you just repeat it, assalamu alaikum wa alayka assalam. But now that I learned my language, assalam, assalam to you is peace. And then you say wa and peace be unto you. So you see how our language, we know what we're saying by our sister in Arabic, and it's never been lost. So assalamu alaikum wa alayka assalam, shalom wa shalom to you, or shalom alaikum. We would say shalom alaikum, peace to you. So check our sister language, and it's verifying that we know what we're saying. Dr. Seminary, you don't take the time to do this research. Continue on here.
When they discovered Ugaritic, how you say that?
Ugaritic,
they had no idea what Ugaritic meant, so they compared it with Hebrew.
They found Ugaritic and had no idea what it meant, so they compared it to Hebrew. Y'all remember this book? Y'all remember we brought this book out?
That the one that corroborated the one about Moses saying only using A's?
Yeah. Here's a book, and y'all respect their educational systems and their degrees. This man is so high up in their system. His name is Joseph Jensen, and he's an OSB. Y'all look that up. It's some kind of fraternity or something. But in this book, it says Ugaritic is the ancient language, the oldest language they found, and it's just like Hebrew. It only has A's. It doesn't have A-I-O-U. So our language is easy. Once we see consonants, if I see a D-B-R, I know it's just A's to put in there. Now, with the Greeks coming in, y'all bring me these A-I-O-U's, I'm sitting there like, but the oldest language, Ugaritic and Hebrew, are identical languages. It just has a short A sound. That's what he's saying here, right? Continue on for us out.
Arab, and they compared it with Arabic, and finally they found some dictionary that compared it with other languages. That way they built up the understanding of the language.
So they found Ugaritic was compared to Hebrew, and they compared it with the Arabic. And is that funny? Hebrew and Arabic is still Shemitic languages. So we know what we're saying. We know what we're teaching in here. But you want to have 12-hour marathons, Mr. Baran, listening to No Cab Stallone and all these white people talking about we don't know what we're making up some Lashawan Kadash. You don't know what you're saying. Lashawan or Lashan is just a Hebrew word for tongue, and Kadash means what?
Set apart.
So you don't even know what you're saying, scoffing at people.
That's why they don't get it, because it's a set apart language.
Yeah, you're not set apart. My brother got a lyric I like. I think Greg Tate, he said, what he said, you can't relate. He said, you can't relate probably because we're not related.
Right.
So you can't understand what we're saying because you're not part of us. Skin folk don't make you kinfolk no more, family. We don't care if you're dark as me with friends out there here and you speak all the language. Are you lawful? Are you righteous? Are you being set apart in your spirit? That's what makes us family. Let's continue on.
Etymology can be useful, but it can also be a detriment. It can be abused.
What? Say what?
It can be, etymology can be useful, but it can also be a detriment as it can be abused.
Y'all sit down. Read on.
You find preachers who like to quote Greek or the Hebrew, but usually Greek. The Hebrew is not too quotable usually.
Because they don't understand.
Right.
You're speaking Yiddish. Oh, yeah, I think it's, you don't know what you're saying. You don't know the real Hebrew. So you're going to stick to Greek because that's what they taught you in seminary schools. So you're going to run to Greek because that's what you're comfortable with. That's what you think the apostles wrote in. They did. Read on.
How do you know that the etymology of the word had anything to do with the meaning of the word? Words change meanings regardless of the etymology.
So you're running to these lexicons, and yeah, I got the Browns driver. I got this, or I got this one. If you don't know these hieroglyphs, you don't know what that Israelite said, because all these lexicons are by pagans. pagans in the 14, 15, 1600s. Our ancestors are ancient. So that's what he's saying. You can't rely on these lexicons. And let me look up the etymology. If you don't know these glyphs, you don't understand Hebrew. Read on.
In our own day, the most noticeable word that has changed is the word gay. When I was growing up, it meant cheerful and happy.
So he's older than all of us. Because in my day, gay didn't mean cheerful and happy.
What was that TV show or something that used it that way? It was a TV, Flintstones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Flintstones.
Yeah.
Flintstones.
But almost nobody uses the word in that sense anymore. What it means today is homosexual. So the word has changed meanings. If somebody has a name like Gaylord, even though that goes back centuries, people that are not familiar with the history of the word may think that it arises out of some kind of homosexual connotation.
So what these doctors of divinity and all kind of education, what these men are telling you, because we're nobody, I don't have education. These men are telling you the bar or the Hebrew language is simple with a simple sound. And you're running to Greek and all these other lexicons, they're not going to get you to what the actual Bible is saying. Now, because I want you to have, this is just off Wikipedia. This man who edited this book, the top editor is Ralph D. Winter. You read his bio, it says, well, let's just read some of it up.
He was an American missologist and Presbyterian missionary who helped pioneer theological education by extension, raised a debate about the role of the church and mission structures, and became well known as the advocate for pioneer outreach among unreached people groups.
So you don't respect us because we're Black, we're ignorant, we're from the ghettos, and we're just making up stuff. This man has education, he's a missionary, and look at his accolades. Y'all respect their system? His education, California Institute of Technology. He has a BS. What BS stand for? Let's keep it clean. Let's keep it clean. He has a BS in civil engineering. Okay, you got a school for civil engineering, but our ancestors built the pyramids. That's still standing. Your buildings crumbled with one earthquake. So he got a BS in civil engineering from Columbia University. Y'all know Columbia is Ivy League, right? He has an MA in TESOL, whatever, TSL. That's in Princeton Theological Seminary. Y'all know Princeton is, that's Ivy League. Here's the Cornell University, PhD for Cornell. Here's this man with all the education y'all respect. He's confirming that the Hebrew language is simple. The bar is our language, right? Now, this good old blue letter Bible, y'all seen the bar. The white doctors confirming the bar is the Hebrew word for speak, right? Or could mean peace, depending on the context. I just clipped real quick the Hebrew word that means to sit. To sit down like you all are sitting is yashab. Yashab is also used for our schools. You'll hear the fake-ish people, the fish people say yeshiva. We don't have no V's, no E's, no I's. So our school is yashab. Because what do you do when you go to school? You sit down. So it makes sense. Now, y'all see who's building this lexicon? James Strong. James Strong, y'all can Google him. He got books. He's a theological seminary scholar. This is his lexicon. He's saying the Hebrew word to sit is yashab. Why did he put O's and E's and I's in his word, family? Why did he put the vowels in here? Why is he just using A's? You have all these long marathons thinking you shoot somebody down and you sound ignorant. So you see it all in there. You see the truth in their own writings. The Hebrew word, the Hebrew language is simple. We just put A's in between our consonants, right?
We don't have any short I sound.
We don't have no, our I sound is the picture of an I and you just say I. Those are the two sounds for our language. All those characters y'all see, you put A's behind them. Those A's are what we would call in the English short A sounds. Ah, ba, ga, da, ha, ya, wa, and so forth and so on. And when you get to I, you just say I. That's it. Our language is simple. People want to come against us and shut us down, but you can't break down everything you're using inside your church. Just break down Jesus for me. Tell me what Jesus means. Show me what Jesus means, please. You can't do it. You can't do it.